All right. Well, we will continue to admit people as they come into the waiting room. But hello, my name is Liz Roach. I am the executive director of the Ascension Rotaract Network, and welcome to our Q4 legislative assembly here on May 13th. We have a great lineup today. Specifically going over, we've invited some guests here today, some Rotarians to specifically talk about Rotary Action Groups and how us as Rotaractors or young Rotarians can participate in Rotary Action Groups. And then at the end of this meeting, we will follow up with a few announcements, but I'd like to make sure that we give as much time as possible to our three speakers today. And with that, we can go ahead to the next slide. We will be hearing from WashRAG, Water, Sanitation and Hygiene, as well as the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group and the Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. With that, before we begin, we have a quick video to show. Go ahead. In 1 second.
Rotary Action Groups are a great resource because they have the expertise in their various subject matters to support clubs and districts with project implementation and execution.
Across the world, there's so many different action groups. There's one for environmental sustainability. We've got disaster response. We have water and sanitation.
If somebody wants to know how to build a toilet, drill a borehole, implement rainwater harvesting, for example, action groups have the expertise to enable the club to achieve its humanitarian goals.
They are not just Rotarians or Rotaractors. It could be, partners. It could be alumni.
A Rotarian doesn't have to be an expert because they're all at hand.
And when a club wants help, we link them with sources of funding, usually another club, but also to private donors and other foundations.
When you've got this group that has members from around the world in one particular focus, you can have an impact that is huge.
All right, thanks so much. And with that, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Abdul, with the WashRAG. Abdul, take it away.
Thank you very much, Liz, and I must say I'm very happy to be here, and also I'm also looking forward to we learning together about this whole issue of WashRAG, so that a lot of by the end of the discussion, we'll be having more Rotaractors within your legislation joining the WashRAG. So we can start the presentation. My name is Abdul Rashid Umpinal Hassan. Maybe you can share your screen, but I'm opening it from my laptop. Hello, Liz, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, that was my fault. Would you prefer to share your screen? We have your slides here. Taylor is more than welcome.
So you can share the slides.
Okay.
Are you guys seeing the slides now? Or not yet? No.
We see that first one, that just the intro slide, but it hasn't gone on to a next slide for him. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So perfect. So like I said, my name is Abdul Rashid Umpinal Hassan, and I'm the Rotaract representative in the WashRAG operation team. And also I'm a member of the Rotaract Club of UDS family, and I'm the charter president and the past DRR, that's the District Rotaract Representative Delegate for Ghana, District 9104, and currently serving currently I'm assisting clubs or new clubs to charter new clubs. So far, I've been able to charter 2 new Rotaract clubs, and we'll be chartering another one in May as well. I'll be chartering another one in May this year. So my work in Rotary is basically helping clubs and helping Rotaractors to get access to information and resources that will help in the development of Rotaractors. So in short, about WashRAG. What exactly is WashRAG? So WashRAG simply means Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Rotary Action Group. And the main thing we do is to support Rotary and Rotaract clubs to be able to implement impactful wash projects. Which type of wash project? We focus on clean water access, assisting communities to get access to clean water. 2, sanitation infrastructure, assisting schools and also communities, for instance, to get access to latrines and many others, other sanitation-related projects. And hygiene education. We also empower younger generations and young people on hand washing skills. We also help Rotaract clubs to be able to implement projects that are into this area. That's hand washing skills, wash sensitivity, and sanitation sensitivity. Yeah, next slide. So now, why Rotaract in WashRAG? So as we all know, as young people, Rotaractors has the power, the energy, the creativity, and that of the community trust. In recent times, most of the creativity that young people can create now belongs to the young people. Most of the creativity that you see in the world now is from the young people. Young people have access to technology and innovations, so they can create impactful and everlasting projects. Community trust. Young people will be in the community for a longer period. That's the anticipation. So as a result, there is that trust in whatever young people are also bringing on board in the discussion table, especially. Sustainability. Everything young people, we as Rotaractors, we are looking into sustainability. Whatever we will do to benefit the current Rotaract generation and the generations to come, since we are also members. 3, Rotaract access to expert and technical advice and grant opportunities. So as Rotaractors, we are also Rotaractors in WashRAG also helps in the expertise. I always say young people at the moment have expertise that the older generation are able to acquire in 40 years. It takes a younger generation 4 years or 4 days for the same young person to get the same expertise and that knowledge level because of access to learning and resources at the disposal of the younger generation. Local ownership is also another main thing. Rotaractors are embedded in the communities, ensuring that this, as you can see, projects are being owned by the local communities, or projects are more sustainable, targeting local communities. As you can see in this, these are young people who are accepting into the WASH fraternity. So now, we now look into projects of WashRAG. So as Rotaractors, like I mentioned earlier, we focus on our focus areas. So some of the projects Rotaract clubs implement globally, you will see that schools, we have the school hygiene awareness campaign. As young people, we have Rotaractors in schools where we call them the institutional-based clubs. So creating awareness in schools about hygiene and sanitation issues. Borehole and water tank installation, that is communities that do not have access to water. Rotaractors can also engage, or the Rotaractors engage in the borehole and water installation. Menstrual hygiene support program, you can see that a lot of Rotaract clubs at the moment are implementing sustainable menstrual hygiene projects. I remember last month, my Rotaract club implemented the reusable sanitary pad project in Tamale. So which shows that a lot of more young people sees the need for menstrual hygiene and menstrual education and supporting those programs. 3, Rotaract clubs also engage in cleanup and wash education. Most of the clubs that we have now engage in cleanup activities at the beach, in their communities, in the schools, and everywhere that they can also add their expertise in ensuring that the environment is secure. So now, next, so what are the opportunities for districts and clubs? So as a club or a district, you can engage in joint district wash projects. Clubs can come together to have joint projects. They can also share toolkits, resources, and best practices. These are practices that will help to be able to, as clubs, so that they can be able to implement projects effectively. Rotaractors can also Rotaractors also have the opportunity to get the technical and grant support via WashRAG. In WashRAG, we have expertise. We have the cadre. This cadre helps to review all the grant proposals written by Rotaractors, Rotary clubs, or any other person who wants to learn more or get advice in a WASH-related proposal writing. Interdistrict campaign on water days and sanitation days. Being a member of WashRAG gives you the opportunity to get to hear about this projects or water days of water. That is project celebrations that helps in water. We have the World Water Day, where we have the World Toilet Day. These are sanitation days. These are water days. As a member of WashRAG, you get access to this information. And also, you also get the chance to participate in contests from WashRAG. WashRAG is one of the Rotary Action Group that allow their members to participate in photo and video contests to win some grants to support their initiatives. Two, when the technical team review your project or your global grant project, you also stand a chance to get some funding that is up to $2,000 from the WashRAG. This is a great support from WashRAG to Rotary Rotaract clubs that are members of the club. Next. So now, propose MDIO-wide strategy. So for instance, now we have the multi-district international organizations. What strategy should we take? Now, we are speaking to an assembly instead. So I know people from other districts are within this assembly and these MDIOs. So we are looking into you forming a WASH task committee within your assembly, having a focal person or having young people whose task is to ensure that we are able to get recruit people to accept or to implement WASH-related projects. Two, this WASH task committee will also help to evaluate or to ensure that projects that has relation to WASH is having a great review from the technical team via WashRAG. Two, you can also launch a district WASH champions program where there are a lot of members in every district. In every district we have clubs, and in every club we have all from different background of studies. So as a result, we are encouraging you to launch a district WASH champions program. There might be people at the club level who are also interested in WASH, or some are also studying in WASH, or some are young people who are now starting their profession in WASH. This will help them connect with these technical people we have in WASH, at the same time being able to implement projects in WASH and get accurate advice. And through that, they can represent their clubs at the club level. Three, we are looking at you developing a multi-district WASH project. You can have one or more districts. I know Rotaractor Taylor is a member of their MDIO, and also, so I believe that with their MDIO, they can organize a multi-district, or maybe 2, 3, 4 districts comes together to implement a WASH project in a particular community. They identify a big WASH community, WASH water or sanitation challenge in an area, and they decide to come together to build a project on that. These districts also have, once we have members of these districts who are part of WashRAG, then they can also they can submit their proposal for review and also get the chance to even get the $2,000 we are talking about. Three, you can organize annual WASH Summit and Learning Exchange. As you can see, every year WashRAG organizes the World Water Summit, which this year is the World Water Summit 17. Before the convention, a day before, we will have the World Water Summit, where we bring on board experts in WASH. This is one of the greatest programs that you will attend, and you will never regret. I attended the Singapore one, and I never regretted attending this program. This is where you connect with like-minded people in the area of WASH. 2, we have the WASH Symposium. This is one of the programs that is also organized under the auspice of WashRAG or WASH. So they are promoting WASH and Rotary is a partner. So as a result, you can also organize a summit within your assembly towards WASH, water, sanitation, and hygiene. And this will help in bringing on board many clubs. Yes, the last slide. Now, we are now bringing him on board. So to get involved, you need to identify a WASH focal person per club. We want, even if we can get as many as possible in each country, if young people who are interested in WASH-related activities. Water, as everybody knows, water is life. Water is one of the main problems that, one of the main thing that everybody is looking for. So water is something everybody cannot do without it. Every day, it is the most consumed product in the world because every day people take in water. And without water, people cannot survive for some number of days. But with water, life can progress. So we want Rotary clubs or Rotaract clubs identify a WASH focal person within their clubs. 2, assess and document local WASH needs within your communities and your institutions. We are looking at you to assess and document some of the local WASH programs or needs within your area. Then you can build on it to have a project, because if once there is a need, there is also a need for solution. So you need to also document these needs, then build on these needs to have a solution. And that is why we have WashRAG for you. 3, join the WashRAG and be a member. As you can see, you can join the WashRAG as a member at a fee of $25 only annually. With $25 just for one person, it validates your whole club to access the technical services within WashRAG. 2, it also gives the person an opportunity, the person who has registered, an opportunity to participate in all WASH-related programs organized by WashRAG. 3, it also helps the person who is a member to access all the information needed to design a WASH project. Then we come to become an ambassador for your country. We are also encouraging you that, as we said, water is life. You need to become the ambassador for life. So being an ambassador of WASH is not just an ambassador of WASH, you are an ambassador for life. This life ambassador helps us. These ambassadors are the mouthpiece towards promoting the good works of WashRAG. And you also help us in getting more members who are ready to either sponsor or partner with WashRAG. You can also be a contributor to WashRAG. Maybe you don't want to be a member, but you want to be a contributor. You can contribute up to $100 to WashRAG. And this will help in what? To support for a larger, sustainable, term. This will be a last term. I know Rotarian Wadi is here, so maybe some of these things, he will also explain it further for you. The last one is to be involved, you need to collaborate with other districts, like I mentioned earlier, for joint initiatives in WASH. We are looking at you. Become, as you are an ambassador, as you are a member, collaborate with other districts to have joint initiatives. The problem of water brings people together. That is one of the commonest problems in the world. When the world is facing, what the world is facing at the moment, water, access to quality and portable drinking water. So you need to collaborate with other people with your skills, with your resources, with your knowledge, so that you can be able to have initiatives in those areas which will help build sustainable water, sanitation, and hygiene systems in those areas. And I always say this, when we solve the problem of water, there is no need for education, there is no need for hospitals, because water is one of the main things that when it is polluted, the whole body is polluted. When the water is bad, when it is poisoned, the whole body is poisoned. But when your water is good, you can even depend on your water for more days than you can depend on any other thing. 3, you cannot cook any other food without water. When you are cooking, you need water at least. So these are the reasons why you need to be what? A WASH ambassador. And the last one is, when you also contribute to WashRAG, remember, WashRAG is one of the Rotary Action Group that will let your money get to another Rotary club to support an initiative. So, and that should be a reason you should be a member of WashRAG. Finally, the last slide. Yes, so my final message is, water is life, and Rotaract is action. As Rotaractors, there cannot be life if there is no action. There cannot be Rotaract, there cannot be water if there is no Rotaract now within Rotary. For the sustainability of WASH depends in the hands of what? Rotaractors. Let's lead the WASH revolution together, and let's be the generation that delivers clean water and dignified sanitation to all. You can join WashRAG by watching this simple video. It's very simple. It shows you how to also join WashRAG. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Abdul. That was I learned a lot. I will admit there are a lot of things I don't know about Rotary Action Groups, and I'm really happy to hear about WASH. Does anyone have any questions?
Please, but before that, I would like to invite my operation chair, that's Wade, to possibly add to the WashRAG in case, so that to throw more light on some of the other things maybe I might not have mentioned well, so that if before the questions. And again, if there are more, if there is any question, I'm glad to answer because my operation chair is around. So I'm so happy that my chair is around. I don't need to stress myself. If I cannot answer a question, I just say, oh, Mr. Chair, continue with the answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll just make a few real quick comments. Abdul did an outstanding job with the presentation. What we in WashRAG do actually is our goal and objective is to bring water around the world. We found that with water, you address just about all of the areas of focus, what we call in Rotary, that benefit life. So everything from education to health to the environment all depend on how we handle our water. And only 75% of this world has water that's drinkable. 25%, and those usually in the pretty hard to work in areas, lack that water. So we're trying to make it 100% right now. Our largest challenge is in Haiti, where I was just at last week, and that's quite challenging. Not only is it because of the conditions, the climate, but also because of the social unrest. So again, those are the charges and chances we face.
Thanks so much, Wade. I think Annie, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much for the presentation. I have a question that I'm going to ask first, and then I have an idea that I would like for all of us to discuss. And then my question for the RAGAS, say that we have a project related with water. Say that we want to partner with an organization that already works with Rotary in South Africa, and we want to do something here. And by here, I mean Miami. I live in Miami in District 6990. And we have a project that we want to work with them together, right? My Rotary Club. How does the support looks like from the RAGS perspective? Do we get to talk to somebody to walk through the project? How does support for a specific project looks like?
Abdul, is it okay if I take that one? Since
Yeah, you can take it,
that's
please.
my foundation job, actually. Well, welcome. I was actually in Miami 3 days ago. I was visiting District 7020, the Caribbean islands. The way you would do it, you would probably first identify and locate a club where you live. And from there, once we have a location identified, I actually work with a network of Rotary people that are advisors in global grants, including in that area and region that you're talking about. So we could then partner up and actually create a network working at both ends of it, both the international part where you live and also the host area where the project would occur. That's your easiest way. The hard part is getting the paperwork done. And again, I have a team of 500 that would be able to assist you in getting that application through.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And then here's okay, y'all. Okay, we actually talked about this with my Rotaract Club last meeting, and I kid you not. There is an organization in South Africa called Spring of Hope that I worked with them for the last 5 years, probably. And they have worked with Rotary for the last 15 years. And they have 50 schools in South Africa that they started with water, but now they do permaculture gardens, and the students and the moms raise their food and then sell it. So they're creating, it's a whole beautiful thing. One of the members of my Rotaract Club is in the swim team in Nova Southeastern University. And we went, oh, water, swimming. He's from South Africa. He's here. What if we do a swimathon to raise money here, and we get a couple of clubs to partner with us, and then we go and do that in South Africa. Now the thing is, we more than raising the money here in the event, we want to have some local impact as well, and that's kind of the part that we're trying to figure out. But any of you that are interested in possibly hosting a fundraiser regarding swimming, a swimming competition in water, we can do it together. So we can do it at my Rotaract Club here in Fort Lauderdale. And if anybody else, we kind of have something put together, high level. If this is a project that we can do within Ascension, volunteer to put it together for the record.
Great.
That was outstanding. Awareness of the projects that you do, that's the most important part. The idea of actually doing a swimathon or as a fundraiser, that's outstanding. You'll get a lot of traction, and that can go all over the place. I mean, it could be well beyond even the United States. So I would encourage it, but get the word out. Share it with the people you see on the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much to our speakers, Abdul and Wade, for jumping in, and Annie for asking questions. There is one more question in the chat. But for the sake of time, we do want to move on to our next speaker, Lori. Lori,
Okay.
we stop sharing, so you can take it away for the ESRAG.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This will just take me a moment to get everything going. And thank you for your patience. All righty. So, have you ever enjoyed breathing fresh air or drinking water? Or have you looked at your food and you wondered about the journey that it took to reach your plate? The seed planted into fertile soil, awakened by the rain, nourished by the sun, and pollinated by bees, then harvested, and traveling from the field to the store to be prepared with love for you. Well, what do air, water, and food have to do with you and your club or your community? Okay, well, how many minutes can you live without air? And if you want to put that in the chat, please go ahead. How many minutes can you live without air? How many days can you live without water? Just go ahead and put it in the chat. And how many weeks can you live without food? Well, it's a rule of 3. 3 minutes, no air. 3 days, no food. And 3 weeks, no water. Everything we do depends on the stuff from this earth. And in this presentation, we'll link them to Rotary International and some club action opportunities. So, As you heard, Rotary works with countless local and international partners like the Gates Foundation and Habitat for Humanity. And our most well-known partner is one that we, Rotary, were instrumental in helping to form, the United Nations. The UN guides governments and NGOs with 17 Sustainable Development Goals. 6.5 of those pertain to the environment, Rotary International's Environment Area Focus and ESRAG, and the other 9.5 align with Rotary's other areas of focus, and one pertains to all areas of focus. Like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, they build on one another. So, the money that you and Rotary raises for the Rotary Foundation's global grants support 7 areas of focus. And the environmental grants help communities provide healthy air, water, and land through conservation, resource management, agriculture, energy production, resilience and adaptation, environmental education, circular economy, public health, land use, and innovation. And these actions are necessary because the earth provides water for water sanitation and hygiene, which, as we just heard, is critical to all life. Water sanitation and hygiene are necessary for disease prevention, which is necessary for maternal and child health, and so on. Each area of focus building on the others until we can finally reach peace. And of course, peace is necessary for all the other areas of focus as well. They're all intertwined. So, if your club wants more information on one of these areas of focus, you would reach out to the Rotary Action Groups. We are independent, self-funded groups. I want to say that again, self-funded. We rely on donor money to keep us going, to provide clubs and districts with information, expertise, and global networks for your projects and programs. Now, for example, ESRAG can help your club with projects and activities related to biodiversity, circular economy, climate, food, pollution, and sustainable living. There are 25, there's another one I forgot. We just had one that was added. There are now 26 other Rotary Action Groups that support the 7 areas of focus and the other 9.5 Sustainable Development Goals. So ESRAG's mission is to provide Rotarians and their clubs with experts, projects, and programs in these 6 areas. And we're going to take a look at some of those that our task forces are providing. So if you give me one moment, I'm going to stop share and go into a newly created video that came from our task forces. Share. Think I'm in the right one. Guys, can you see my screen? I'm not sure if you can see it.
Looks like we see your other screen, Lori.
Oh, you're not seeing the video screen. Okay. Thank you. My bad. There we go. Thank you for your patience. All right.
Hello, my name is Holly. Like my fellow tribal members from the Wyandotte Nation of Kansas, I'm interested in protecting the environment for present and future generations. To help me, I've joined the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, also known as ESRAG. It's my honor to introduce you to ESRAG's co-founder.
ESRAG envisions a world where people unite and take action to protect the environment for a sustainable future. The triple planetary threats of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution are addressed by the good work of ESRAG members. Much of the good work of ESRAG is done through the efforts of its task forces.
Agriculture practices can be a major factor causing climate change, as well as pollute our planet with excessive pesticides. The Agriculture Task Force educates people about cleaner, more environmentally sound agriculture practices. We can still enjoy the foods we love to eat, but grown in a more environmentally responsible manner.
3 billion people cook on open fire stoves worldwide. This leads to massive deforestation, premature death, and pollutes our planet's atmosphere with excessive carbon dioxide and black carbon. The Clean Cooking Task Force creates awareness of and promotes practical solutions for the need to urgently transition to clean cooking methods.
A team of passionate Rotarians launched the Climate Solutions Task Force. We've collected Rotary's best climate solutions to protect our planet and support people in need. We help your club to become climate friendly. And you can join the regional Climate Solution Task Force team on your continent as an ambassador to create impact locally and globally.
Glaciers are melting at unprecedented rates around the world. The Conserving Glacial Resources Task Force is committed to protecting these vital resources by promoting environmental sustainability in glacial regions. We do this through global awareness campaigns, local and international workshops, and community-driven outreach projects that foster public understanding and engagement.
Did you know that food waste is responsible for 8 to 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions? Help us tackle food waste and make a difference. Become a resource steward and save food by joining the Food Waste Task Force.
The Plant-Rich Diet Task Force exists to educate Rotarians and the general public on the benefits of a plant-rich diet for better health of the planet and people. Did you know that large-scale adoption of plant-rich diets is one of the most effective climate solutions, and that has the potential to keep the global rising temperature in check? Therefore, a global shift to a diet that is rich in plant sources and minimal in animal products is crucial to tackling the current climate emergency.
The Plastic Solutions Task Force is working together with End Plastic Soup. Our goal is to grow a global network of people like you who know we have to rethink our relationship with plastic. From the consumption of it and the waste that it generates to prevention and restoration. Join us.
The impact of microplastics on the health of all life on our planet is alarming. But there's hope. We can share experiences, best practices and new technologies and engage with the young people. Step by step, we can end plastic pollution. Join us.
Do you like to eat? If so, then the Pollinator Task Force might be just right for you. 85% of plants on the planet require insect pollination for their reproductive success, but in just the past 50 years, more than 40% of pollinators on Earth have disappeared.
What type of planet are we leaving for our children? Well, you can be part of the solution. Consider getting involved with the Pollinators Task Force. Join Operation Pollination today.
The Renewable Energy Task Force encourages, educates, and offers support to Rotarians to implement renewable energy projects worldwide. Fight climate change, one solar panel at a time. Join the Million Solar Panel Initiative, a campaign to encourage Rotarians to purchase solar panels in order to impact climate change and help reduce energy bills.
Perhaps one of these task forces interests you to help address the global environmental challenges of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. We welcome you to join ESRAG by going to our website at esrag.org. Be inspired how ESRAG works, as well as the good work of the 9 task forces.
To help protect Earth and all of its inhabitants. Simply tell us you are interested in helping out with one or more of these efforts, and we'll connect you.
In addition to joining ESRAG, I joined the task force too. As a member, I'm taking action to help make our home a better place for present and future generations.
That was amazing. That was a great video.
And I love it because they are from all over the globe. They are from all ages, like the Glacier Task Force. I forget how much, and maybe the people from WASH can tell me, how much of our water, the potable water that we drink and the water that we use for our plants and irrigation, comes from glaciers. And as those melt, that makes water even more scarce. So again, all of the task forces are interrelated and work together. Or the Rotary Action Groups is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Lori. Anna, I see that you've come online. Do you have a question? Maybe not. I don't know if anybody has any questions. We're opening up to the floor.
I have a quick question. I also love that video. I'm definitely going to be sharing it at a future Rotary and Rotaract Club meeting. So I'm so glad that you shared it with us. So the environmental sustainability
Taylor,
bucket.
you lost your voice. We're not hearing you.
Oh no.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Just me then. Sorry.
You're good. Wait, no worries. I've had some internet issues, so I was not surprised.
I saw your mouth moving.
You're funny. The environmental sustainability bucket is so vast. There are so many different task forces and ways to make a positive impact in the space. Where do you begin with identifying whatever the greatest need is or most impactful focus within your own community?
Oh, you know what? I look at my club and what are people's passions? And whatever people's passions are, we start there first. And you just grow your passion. So for instance, I'll tell a little story on my district. We're quite politically conservative here in Idaho, and the environment is not a very happy thing that we talk about, even though we love it because, that's where we live. But when the pollinator task force came out and they started talking about pollinators and planting flowers, our district governors, our district leadership all got on board because, after all, like monarch butterflies, they're a symbol of peace. And through that, then people started talking about all the other areas. And, it just depends. Like even in my club, well, plant-rich diet, who would want to do that? On the other hand, we're kind of old and we have some heart problems and other problems that need to be fixed by diet. And so they picked up on that one. So you look at your club. What is your interest? What is your passion? Who's the person in your club who's really passionate about something? Let them connect with these people and just watch it bloom and watch the relationships all over the globe bloom, and with all the other Rotary Action Groups, like with Abdul. We're friends, WhatsApp friends. It's a great way to connect, and there are friends all over the globe for you to meet and expand your networks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So if anybody has any questions, Lori, thank you so much for your presentation. For the sake of time, we do need to move forward, but if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat, or we will connect you to Lori later in the future. But for right now, we need to move on to our last Rotary Action Group of the evening, which is the Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. I'd like to introduce Amelia Stansel. Please take it away.
Thank you, Liz. And Lori, I went to University of Idaho, go Vandals. So I'm just saying that we got a little Idaho going on here. Very excited about that. So small world. So I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. Lori, you also have a voice that you should definitely be on radio or be on the podcast. I could listen to you all day. So just throwing that out there, a little bit more Idaho love there. That was fantastic. And I would love to get you somehow engaged in our district and being able to get out. So I'd like to connect with you afterward. So anyway, enough of that love fest. But thank you, Liz. Thank you for Taylor for having me here tonight and letting me play cleanup with everyone. I'm with the Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. You can go to the next slide. They're at Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. I am the vice chair this year of our Global Action Group, on top of being a district governor here in 7610 in Northern Virginia. And if you've ever heard me speak, I usually have on a costume and have a whole thing because it's a really heavy topic. If you don't have fun with it, it's a very, very heavy, difficult topic to talk about. So while I have lots of energy here, I fully recognize that it's a hard one. So next slide there. Just to give you kind of just a general, really fast, high overview view of what is human trafficking. Modern slavery, depending on where you are in the world, it depends on what term you use, whether it's modern slavery or human trafficking. So just know that as you're kind of looking at this going like, why is the Rotary Action Group against slavery? Didn't that get abolished 150 years ago in the US? Yes, but it's also still slavery the rest of the world, and they go hand in hand. And just because it's abolished as being illegal in the US does not mean it does not happen. In fact, worldwide, there's more people living enslaved today than there's ever been in history, with 49.6 million people enslaved in labor trafficking, sex trafficking, organ trafficking, child soldiering, child marriage, all horrific ways that we as humans exploit other humans for money. It's a $150 billion a year industry worldwide. It's the second largest criminal enterprise, right behind drug trafficking, and they're very highly related. So that's where we come in with the Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. Next slide. The Action Group, our mission is to be able to connect, empower, and equip our Rotarians, and I'll say Rotaractors too, since I see us all as one big happy family, to be able to go out and engage our communities to eradicate all forms of human trafficking or modern slavery locally and around the globe. So we look at this as a way to be able to go out and empower you to take your step forward. We recognize that everybody is going to kick in a door. Like, I wear a superhero costume, but I'm not kicking in doors. I'm not saving the victims and be able to, and I don't work with them afterward to help them become a survivor. That's not where I feel I'm called to work. I work on the front end on prevention and education and awareness. So we want to be able to equip each person so that whatever their comfort level is and their skill set is, they can take action, whatever that looks like for them. The next slide here. I always say we have 4 superpowers. These are not unique to the anti-trafficking space. These are our Rotarian superpowers and Rotaractor superpowers. 1, we are the most well-networked 1.4 million Rotarians and Rotaractors that are people of action from around the world in 213 of the countries around the world. So not quite every country, but darn near every country, every continent. If there is, the game 7 Degrees to Kevin Bacon, some of you guys may know that game. In Rotary, it's about 2 well-placed phone calls and you can reach just about anyone you want in the world because we're so well connected. And that is a superpower that we have that's so unique in our organization that I don't think there's anybody else out there organization-wise that could do that. We are great communicators. When we speak up about something, we find a heart for it and we speak up. People pay attention to us when we're in Rotary and Rotaract because of that brand behind us, that 4-way test that we have. People know when we talk about something, they should stand up and take attention with it. But we're natural collaborators. We recognize we don't do any of these things alone. Like Lori and Wade and everyone, we don't do this work alone. We collaborate with all of the experts out there. We recognize most of us have day jobs. Day job for me, I was a banker for 25 years. I'm now a business consultant. I am not living in the anti-trafficking space every day, but I have people who are. And I know how to bring them in and bring them to the table. And that's what each of you have. And that's what each of us is. As Action Group members, we have day jobs, we have lives, we're just Rotarians, right? But we're Rotarians that have all of these other connections. So if we bring in those natural abilities to be able to collaborate, we know we can do so much more. And the last superpower that we have is our heart. That when we have compassion, when we get touched, whatever it is that we get touched about, whatever that causes, we don't look and go, yeah, somebody else should do something about that. That's terrible. That's horrible. These people are living in slavery or they don't have access to clean water or whatever it is. We go, that's somebody else's problem. We have heart. We take action as Rotarians. And we step into it and we lean into it and we be able to leverage those other superpowers to be able to take action with it. So next one here. So we put together a couple of years ago, actually during COVID, I had the opportunity before I was on the board to lead us through a strategic plan, specifically around what we call our CAPE plan, our Community Awareness Prevention Education Plan. Is inside of every Rotarian is a superhero with the power to end slavery. You just need a CAPE plan. So this is our plan to be able to help whether you're a Rotarian or a Rotaractor. That minute that you get a passion around this, how do you then take that and translate it into taking back to your club to be able to talk to your club to get to be able to bring in awareness? How do you then engage your community stakeholders, do a community assessment? How do you collaborate with other organizations and do stakeholder meetings? How do you then raise awareness in your community? And then how do you bring in prevention education into your school? So we gave I don't want to say it's a recipe because it's not a recipe. It is more like a salad bar, if you will, that you can kind of pick and choose where you want to jump in and make it your own, or maybe it should be like an ice cream sundae. I don't know. It's late in the day. You never know what I'm going to come up with for an analogy, but it gives you the chance to be able to step in wherever you are. You can say, I want to do that so that you don't have to start from scratch. So we want to give you that tool to be able to do it. Next slide. And so as members, we have our awareness, our community awareness and prevention education plan, if you will, and we have a playbook there that is an action plan for people to follow. Like I had there, it's much deeper than that. Obviously, that's just the promo, but there is also a roadmap and a playbook. So if you're wanting to step into it, saying, okay, how do I dig into this? What's in the toolbox? What resources are out there? Because this is such a huge global issue, and there's so much data and there's so much information out there, and about half of it's crap. And that is a technical term, but we know that there are all sorts of bad stuff out there. So we want to be able to say, okay, here's things that we know from credible resources, so you don't have to wade through it and figure it out on your own. We want to make sure that you have those resources available. We also have major industries. So if you're in hospitality, you're in lodging, you're in airlines, or in transportation, and in various industries that come face to face with trafficking on a regular basis, we have resources that are there specifically for those types of industries, so that, again, you don't have to figure this out on your own out there. We went through and vetted a lot of curriculum to be able to put together. So if you're working with a school, and especially as a Rotaractor, because you're close to your high school age still, I am ancient compared to high school kids these days, but you going in and speaking to a high school to be able to talk to them about protecting themselves when it comes to human trafficking, or talk to them about sextortion, all of these things, you have the ability to go in there and do that where they're closer to your age versus us. So we have programs to be able to go in and present. We also have curriculum so that teachers can actually teach the curriculum. So we have that. It's not RAGAS's. We've vetted curriculum that's out worldwide to be able to say, here it is in various languages, so that you can comfortably go in and talk to a school and say, hey, I want to protect my younger siblings. I want to help protect those other kids that I grew up with back in my own high school. We give you those tools and we'll help you through that. We also have a compendium of human trafficking laws on our website that we worked with Jones Day Law Firm, which was able to, they actually did the initial set of it. Now they're turning to us for Rotary and Rotaract help to be able to go through all 50 states, which 50 states have been done. Now we're doing updates to those. And we've got about 68 countries so far that have been done worldwide to know what those existing laws are, so that if there's a legislator or there's a policymaker somewhere in the world that says, hey, we want to clear up, strengthen this part of our law, they don't have to go create something new. They can look back and go, oh, that's what they have in, look, pick on Idaho. That's what they have in Idaho. Oh, that's what they have over in Ghana. They can go and pick that stuff, so they don't have to start from scratch. So no more blank pages, right? So be able to give those tools. And frankly, that's a way that you guys can help us. I know there's nothing you guys love more, than doing more research and writing, right? Actually, Liz loves research and writing. So Liz, you should be on this for me. But to be able to go through and be assigned, we'll train you. We, collective we is really, it's Jones Day Law Firm will do the training with it to show you, here's what you need to do, here's how to do this, and put it together. We give you those, that piece of it to be able to say, hey, here's a state or a country to do an update or a new deep dive on. So that's available on our website. And our website is ragas.online. Don't ask, they set up in 2013, and somebody back then probably said .com's too expensive, so it's .online. So that's why it's online. Liz, next one. Or Taylor, whoever's playing my thing. And so real quick, we do have a couple of grants similar to how ESRAG has $2,000 grants available. We're not rich, we only have $1,000 grants. But $1,000 in the anti-trafficking space goes a long ways. And Rotary clubs and Rotaract clubs can both apply for these. It's open on a rolling basis as long as there's funds there and they're not depleted, which we actually just got a very nice donation from a Rotary club in Illinois. And so we have our funding for at least the next year at the rate that we've been going, which is phenomenal. So it is $1,000 to be used for any kind of community awareness or prevention education project that you want to take on. And $1,000 in that realm goes really, really far. So those are available out on our website. It's a very simple one-page application to be able to get through, to be able to say, here's what we're going to do over the next 12 months. So encourage you to go think of a project, bring it to us, or reach out and say, hey, what do you think about a project? We can give you some of those tools as well. Next slide. We fund all of our projects through our dues. Our Rotary dues are $30 a year or $75 for 5 years, but as Rotaractors, it's actually only $15 a year. There's not a 5-year thing on it because that's doing too much math for all of us, but it's $15 a year for Rotaractors. We would love to have more Rotaractors as part of us. Actually, I guess it was last month, I had the opportunity to induct our very first cause-based Rotaract club in the world around human trafficking at George Mason University. It's the Freedom Connection Rotaract Club, and they have 20 members that are like on the charter members, but 200 that come to their meetings. And so we got the first 20, like, dude, just get the 20 on there. I don't care how many are on the charter, get us our first 20 and we'll go from there. But these are students who are going to go out in whatever walk of life that they're in and have a background knowing about human trafficking. I am so freaking excited to know that Rotaractors, this is a passion for them and that they're going to be able to take this back. And it's just, for me, it's like such a joy as a district governor to be able to have that and see that impact and knowing that that next generation, your generation is jumping on this already. If you're going to be at the Calgary Convention, we do have on Friday night a big reception that we have a survivor of human trafficking who's a Nobel Peace Prize nominee, who's our main speaker. We have several other big speakers as well. And at the end of it, we're going to be unveiling the first peace pole in Calgary. So we're super excited about that. If you're going to be in town, let me know. There are tickets still available, and I'm sure I could find a Rotaract price to be able to get you there on Friday night. And the last thing to hit in all of this is when we're talking about human trafficking, it's a human rights issue. And it is something near and dear to my heart with the human rights piece that I could use help, especially Rotaract help on this, of being able to bring in an 8th area of focus. Bringing in environment was such a big deal for Rotary to take that step. So the path has been blazed. We just need to have some additional help with being able to get that 8th area of focus focused on human rights, on these things that are so important to many of us, and that some of our areas of focus, like Lori talked about, some of our areas of focus are so intertwined, but many of them lead back to something as basic human rights. So if that's something you're interested in getting engaged with, reach out to me. I'm going to be shouldering that for the action group, and I could use your guys' help on that. And with that, I'll ask you for any questions and go from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amelia. That was amazing. I'm really glad. I know you and I have known each other for a few years now, but to see kind of this grow and how it all works, and especially now, it's been truly an inspiration. So I'm so glad to hear that. I do see that we have some other questions, so I'm going to defer to them. Abdul, I see that you had your hand raised first, so I'll let you ask your question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Liz. And also thank you very much, Diki, Amela, for the wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. And my question is this, regarding the issue of human trafficking. This is one of the commonest problems you can see in Africa here, and also most communities here within Ghana, or where I come from. I come from the northern part of Ghana, so it's one of the commonest problems that we are facing here, human trafficking. People from Mali and also other places comes visit Ghana, and they traffic children from those countries to Ghana. So this is a very sad situation we are currently facing in the country. Personally, we have a youth group which is working something like this. I don't know. Regarding this, maybe the first thing I will also speak to my Rotaract Club to see how we can get 1 or 2 of our members to join the action group. 2, And I want to understand, is it like before traffic or after traffic education that we are doing, maybe activities that the action group does? Is it that you do the education before, against it before, or when the incident happened that you support Rotaract clubs or Rotary clubs to engage in that?
So we have two parts. That's a great question. And first of all, thank you for being on from Ghana, especially because I know it's like probably some crazy hour there for you right now. So thank you. But to answer the question, we get involved. What I personally work on is prevention. So it's the before, but we have several of our Rotarians and Rotaractors who are involved in that after, of working with child survivors and adult survivors to be able to help them through that aftercare and the education. We actually have a grant that is one of our CAPE grants that's actually partnered with a club in, I think they're in Maine, but they're doing a project over in Nepal that is specifically around working with survivors of child trafficking. And so those being able to do education. In fact, ESRAG, you guys gave a grant to them as well to be able to put solar panels on the top of the school, because one of the issues that they had at this school was they didn't have consistent power. So we as a RAG work on both sides. I personally work on the prevention side. But I'd be happy to, if you want to grab, so I realized my email on here is missing the @ it should be amelia@unstoppablefutures.com. This is why I shouldn't do stuff and not like double check my eyeballs. But I did put my real email addresses in the chat. If you want to reach out to me, we can hop on a Zoom, just you and I, and dig into it. I'm happy with that.
I'll be glad to reach out to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Anna has her hand up. I don't need to take over on the just watching hands.
No, go ahead. Yeah, Anna.
Anna, go ahead.
Hello. Thank you, Amelia, so much for your presentation. My name's Anna. I'm on the Outreach Committee, and I'm in District 6970, which is Northeast Florida. I just wanted to say that our Rotary Club, we work closely with the Rotary Club of Rabat Excellence and District 9010, which is in Rabat, Morocco. And we've actually been trying to brainstorm on another joint service project. So just like Liz mentioned earlier, I was not too familiar with the Rotary Action Groups. So now that you all have shared some things, I may be reaching out as well, because this may be something that we want to go into this direction with you guys as far as doing an upcoming international joint service project.
Awesome. That would be fantastic. Please reach out. I would love to be able to have a conversation with you and get connected.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lori, I know that we're here at the end. If you wanted to, I don't know if you still have your question. I did see your hand raised.
Oh, well, I do. So if there's time.
Yes.
I just want to ask, what are some of the social factors that affect human trafficking? I know you said that it has gone up, it has increased. What are the social changes or the demographic changes globally that are affecting that?
So
and how can we reverse it?
Yeah, as I say, okay, so if I had a magic wand, since it is the magic of Rotary, if only I had it, I would get rid of war, because you have any time where there's war or there's not peace and all of the things that go into peace, right? You look at positive peace as a bigger whole. So where there is unrest, where there's not justice, there are more people who are more likely to be trafficked because they're more vulnerable financially and stability wise. And so you see that more when you're dealing with that part, but also technology. Technology has been a big one. Looking at the numbers, really the very beginning of numbers are starting to come out from COVID, and looking at start trafficking numbers and numbers for sextortion and grooming are always like 4 years behind. So those very first ones from 5 years ago just started coming out, and we're seeing the skyrocket already. So that having that technology access is very, very difficult. I don't know how you I don't know how you reverse that because we're so reliant on our phone, right? But that's where we go in and say, how do we teach kids and adults to be smarter with their phones? How do we teach them to be more vigilant? But then you also look at any of the things when you're looking at poverty and economic opportunity. How do we create more economic opportunity for especially women, especially girls, but boys as well? I mean, it's so easy to go, it's a boys and or it's a girls and women issue. Traffickers don't care. Sex trafficking, labor trafficking, all of those things don't care. They see it as dollars. If there's a demand, there will be supply. So that's a big part of it. Is how do you go? You look at all of those areas of focus, but you go just look at WASH and you look at how many women are women and girls, especially also boys, but are raped or abused on the way to being able to get water, or when they go to use a sanitation block because they don't have privacy. How many of them are sexually assaulted? Well, then now they've been sexually assaulted in many cultures. You are now damaged goods. And so you're now ostracized. Well, how do you support yourself? I go get a job. That job ends up being a scam. And now all of a sudden I'm being trafficked. And so you see those types of things that lead to it kind of across, when you look at a global perspective. It's so many layers to the onion. Every time I think I understand the onion over the last 8 years or 7 years since I've been pulled into this, every time I think I understand it, I find the next horrible thing. And I'm like, oh, crying out loud. So.
And they are interlinked, like with the girls and women, you know, as far as climate solutions. Two of the top climate solutions, if you put them together, would be the top, and that is allowing girls to be educated, educating girls, and allowing families access to some kind of culturally appropriate family planning, because educated girls and women have healthier children, have more opportunities to improve their communities and their incomes and make life a lot more stable.
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
interconnected.
Yeah.
With, you know, like when they talk about clean cooking stoves, that's what they're talking about. Having to go to find wood, and that's when you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Thank you. I think Liz and Taylor, I'll hand it off to you guys. Thank you guys so much for your interaction, the opportunity to be here with you. I'm just really feel honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Amelia, I apologize you're at the end, but this has been an amazing presentation, an amazing recording, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this with other people. I think that there are a lot of things that I didn't know about. I know that there's things that Taylor didn't know. This has been really, truly incredible. Thank you so much to Lori and Abdul and Wade for also presenting this evening during our Q4. We're almost at the end of the Rotary Year Legislative Assembly. Thank you so much for taking the time to explain to us about Rotary Action Groups and how us as Rotaractors can get involved. And I really look forward to partnerships in the future. And it seems like we did achieve the idea of inspiring minds tonight, and I'm really looking forward to all this in the future. Thank you so much for going over time. I appreciate you hanging around, and I look forward to communicating with you guys in the future, maybe seeing you in Calgary. I know that the Ascension Rotaract Network does have a booth in Calgary this year. I assume that, you know, some of you as Rotary Action Groups might also have booths as well. I was going to ask. Yes, there's seeing some shaking
yeah,
heads.
you're thinking,
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a great time. But again, thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope you all have a great night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Take care.